Today we're going to talk about turtle pond construction. Okay, first off, this is not a turtle, it's a tortoise. It is a turtle pond show that we're gonna do today, but I wanna take a moment to introduce you to one of my African spur-thighed tortoises. And she's 55 pounds, and she is a monster. And she's the small one. I have a couple big males, and I have another little small female. And let's face it, if you're into ponds, you're into wildlife, you're into animals, you're into pets, horses, dogs, cats, bugs, reptiles, all that stuff. And I thought it'd be fun to introduce you to one of my favorite pets that I have at my home. So we're gonna name her at the end of the show because I don't have a name for her yet. Isn't she cool? Let's get right into turtle pond construction. I think turtle pond construction is a lot of fun for me because as I grew up, one of the first things I had was a small 10-gallon tank with a little newt in there. And I think a lot of children are getting into, having small turtles and keeping them indoors. And it's a natural progression to go from, aquarium into ponds when you have a little aquatic turtle, or semi-aquatic turtle, I should say, because most of the time we're seeing red ear sliders is a very common semi-aquatic turtle that people are experimenting with and learning with. So let's get into some of the topics on when you go to design a pond for that turtle. When you go into, first of all, let me say a lot of times indoors it's just in too small of a tank. Small 10-gallon tank, the turtle gets big, then they might move to a 20-gallon or a 30-gallon. I would say even a 60-gallon tank is pretty small for a medium-size semi-aquatic turtle, that gets about this big. These guys love to swim, so when we're designing a pond for these guys, we want to try and get them some depth so they can swim. They love swimming. They swim up, down, sideways, long ways across. Oftentimes I see people inside an aquarium. They will, boy, she's going to town, they'll put some basking areas like for the turtle to climb out, but there's really not a good balance between where they can get out into the sun and get in there and swim a lot. So we want a big area for swimming. We want super clean water. Turtles, they can be dirty. I think they get a bad rap and everyone's like, oh, they're so dirty, but just like any other animal, they just want good, clean water. So you want a good filtration system on there. And I think that when people move from an aquarium inside the house, one of the common mistakes is they think, hey, it's been in a little 40-gallon tank and I built this 300-gallon pond and they're gonna be in heaven and I don't really need to do much for filtration. But you really wanna step up your filtration. These guys, most of the water turtles, they can live like 45 years, so they can live a long time. So we want to create a habitat for them that it's really, really healthy for them. You want to incorporate driftwood if possible. If you can get a driftwood basking area, that's really good because for the bottom of their shell when they climb up onto there, you don't want to use rough rock. If you're using stone, I'm okay with that, but you want a nice smooth stone for the turtle to be able to come out onto. You don't want to make it hard for them to get in and out of the water in the basking spot because the semi-aquatic turtles, they need to get out of the water every single day. And it's really funny because you'll see them laying on their stomach and they'll have all their hands and arms like stuck out like this, their feet stuck up in the air, and they're getting dried out like they're sunbathing. It's really important to their health. And that's one of the common main mistakes in keeping them indoors. You don't let them get out and get dried off. So oftentimes people will try and build a turtle pond and they'll try and keep the turtle in there and they'll raise the sides of the pond and they don't have a really good spot for the turtles to come out and bask. So that leads me to the point of you want a good part of your yard fenced in because they're gonna wanna wander and cruise around, especially if you have several of them in there because they might bicker a little bit, males and females, they wanna breed, one chases the other one off and they're roaming around your yard. So you want to make sure all the fences around your property come down all the way and they can't escape and run out. But at the same time, you don't want to keep them stuck in the water. They got to be able to get out and rest like that. You're going to want areas for them to dig. If you have females, the females will it doesn't have to be a sandy beach or anything crazy like that, but they definitely like to dig. And they have really long claws, so they can dig in certain areas and lay their eggs. So if they lay their eggs in the water, the eggs aren't going to be any good. So you want them to be able to walk around a little bit, give them enough area for them to at least get out and dig a little tunnel and lay some eggs, because they're going to be around for a while because they live so long. You're going to want a fish safe skimmer on there. You want to get good oxygen. When it comes to life support, you want to just think like any good aquarium hobbyist or pond hobbyist needs to be. Good clean water. So you need that skimmer, biofilter. You're going to put beneficial bacteria in there. Here's one tricky thing. If you love the semi-aquatic turtles and you're having them in your pond, you're not going to be able to keep water lilies because they will just hammer all your water lilies. But here's a really important factor. If you can create maybe a bog filter on the side of the pond where maybe the turtles can't get to, you can put a lot of aquatic plants in there, and you can use the aquatic plants to help manage the water quality in the pond, and that's really good. And then you can always take cuttings from the plants and then you can feed them to the turtles. You feel me? So you can be growing watercress and pennywort and all these different things inside of a bog filter to help manage the water quality, and then throw them in and feed your tortoises. Or I got this tortoise here. So you feed your semi-aquatic turtles because they like a lot of plant matter. But you're also going to want to feed them a good pelleted diet that has some vitamins for them. But by having them in the sun, getting them that vitamin D3 from the sun, like coming down on them, is like the best thing you can offer these guys. So I think I'm gonna cut it at that. Let me give you one more bit of advice on that. You're gonna want to go deep so they can evade predators. Maybe have a cave in the bottom of the pond so they can go down there and hide. So if you have raccoons, oh, excuse me, so they can have a place to hide from predators and so forth. So I think that's gonna be a real critical factor for you as well. Today I wanna end the show with, I really want to get to know you guys a little bit deeper. I want to know what kind of animals you have, because I know you guys are animal lovers. If you're watching this show right now, I know you have more pets than just your pond. So fill me in and tell me that. And I want to know. I have horses and rabbits and birds and turtles and tortoises, and I don't have a bear, or I'd say oh my. But tell me what you have, and do me a favor. I have not named this beautiful girl yet, and I would love help coming up with a really cool name for her. Until next time, I'm Eric Tripp with the Pond Digger. Thanks for watching.